Well, hey, people. We've been in Ecclesiastes for some time now, and we've been talking about how, compared to walking with the Lord and keeping His commandments, things like work and just life is fleeting and futile. And we're not going to have a full stop on that today. Still going to be there, but it does kind of feel like a little bit of a turn that in chapter 11 we're going to be talking about investing. And it's kind of like in the middle of this, we've got this Dave Ramsey or Jim Cramer chapter right in the middle of it, just sharing some wisdom on what it looks like to invest well. So it says this: "Send your bread on the surface of the waters, for after many days you may find it. Give a portion to 7 or 8, for you don't know what disasters happen on earth. If the clouds are full, they will pour out rain on the earth. Whether a tree falls in the south or the north, the place where the tree falls, there it will lie. One who watches the wind will not sow, and one who looks at the clouds will not reap. Just as you don't know the path of the wind or how bones develop in the womb of a pregnant woman, so you don't know the work of God who makes everything. In the morning sow your seed, and at the evening do not let your hand rest, because you don't know which will succeed, or if both of them will be equally good. Light is sweet and pleasing to the eyes to see the sun. Indeed, if a man lives many years, let him rejoice in them all, and let him remember the days of darkness, since there will be many. All that comes is futile. Rejoice, young man, while you are young, and let your heart be glad in the days of your youth. And walk in the ways of your heart, and in the sight of your eyes, but know that for all of these things God will bring you to judgment. Remove sorrow from your heart and put away the pain of your flesh, because youth and the prime of life are fleeting." So we're kind of like right here in, towards the end of Ecclesiastes here, and it starts talking about investing. And so it says, diversify, send it out to 7 or 8 different places, and putting it out in the waters, maybe even talking about overseas, opportunities to invest. But why invest? Why should we invest? And again, specifically, this book is directed towards young people, but I think that this is good for anyone. But why invest? Well, I think first, we don't want to be in a position where we're a burden to anyone. We want to make sure that we're set up in such a way that while we're working, we're putting a certain amount away. Pastor Ryan has often said that saving 10% and giving 10% and then living on the 80% is maybe a good first goal to get to, and then maybe increase those percentages from there as possible. But we don't want to be a burden to people as we find ourselves either in hardship or as we get older and we're not able to work anymore. We don't want to put a burden on other folks to have to take care of us. And coupled with that, we want to invest in such a way and save in such a way that we can be a blessing to others, so that we get to a point where we might not have to work if we choose that way, or if that's what lies ahead for us. And then when we're in that position, that we can bless others. One example of that Kate and I have been on the receiving side of was that when we first got married, we weren't going to be able to afford a honeymoon. And, just that's such a special time. And we would have done something local, and I'm sure it would have been great. But there was a couple in the church that had just practiced just good investment strategies through the years and put money away and all that. And we're in a position where they were able to send us away to an island. And it was just such an incredible blessing. So we talk about an investment in the beginning part of that. Then it talks about working hard, sowing your seed in the morning and then in the evening as well. That doesn't mean don't rest. Simply what that's saying here is just work hard. It's something that we were made for. You see that in the garden before the fall, that God created man to work, and there's something that's fulfilling in that. There's something that reflects God in that, as we're made in His image. Then it talks about just the gift of youth, and so I'm just thinking about just gifts in general. So the gift of youth, you might have some extra energy. You might have some extra time before you're married and with kids. Less responsibilities as far as time goes. And so, what does it look like to not just hoard that gift and just keep all of that extra resource, that extra time to myself? But gifts that we've seen throughout Scripture are not meant just for us, but we're meant to bless others with that same kind of mindset that we were just talking about with investing money, that we get to a point where we can bless others. And so whether you're younger and you have that extra time, that kind of resource, or you have the gift of hospitality, and you just bless others with that. Maybe you have the gift of more wisdom or finances or whatever it might be. Not just hoarding that to yourself and lifting yourself up, but what does that look like to bless others, to lift them up and push them forward? So yeah, just a really cool passage here in chapter 11. Hope that those are just some things for you to think about this morning or afternoon, evening, whenever you're listening to this. And hope you guys are well. Talk to you soon.